Hello, everyone. This is Isabel. I'm at ITW 2022 Day 1. I'm joined by a good friend of mine and one of the industry's most intrepid entrepreneurs. Andreas Hipp is CEO of Cataleya. Andreas, welcome to the hot seat.
Thank you very much, Isabel. Good to see you again. Has been a while, right?
3 years?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly.
Almost.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So, Andreas, you're one of the guy in the industry that I think knows the industry inside out. You've been around for a while. So, from your point of view, what is the biggest disruptor in the industry at the moment?
Yeah, well, I think you're right? I have been certainly around for a while. I'm not sure if I know much, but I try to. Um, I think the biggest disruptor I witnessed, and I don't want to mention COVID because you told me not to mention it, is certainly circumstances that are not technology related. The last 10 years, we always had technology disruptions. Things changed and carriers tried to follow quickly and try to compete with the new OTTs and whatever other threat was out there. But I think this time we were disrupted by outside forces. One was a virus, and the next one's going to be some sort of war. And that forces also changes to the industry, right? So if you look at enterprise communication, for example, I mean, we accelerated digitalization dramatically because of that, right? We were forced to that. And you could see the Zoom boom and the MS Teams rise of communication services. And that clearly had a big impact on the traditional telecom services. Roaming almost died because nobody could travel. And also international voice collapsed quite a lot, right? And some companies didn't show up this time. Nor have I seen any companies from Eastern Europe turning up here this year, which were always around, right? So I think disruption doesn't always come from inside of the industry, right? I think we are also faced with forces from the outside, and that also changed the landscape quite a bit.
So we have to get used to never knowing what's around the corner, and build companies are able to address that. Anti-fragile companies, Andreas.
Yes, exactly. That's what we try to do, right? Yeah. I know.
So you mentioned enterprise, and a lot of people in the industry are looking for more revenue, and enterprise is one avenue they're going after. So for this company trying to address the enterprise segment, how do you think they should transform?
Well, I think for enterprise services, what has clearly transpired, right, is that the whole customer engagement companies are looking for is all around CRMs, contact center, fully automated communication channels via messaging, via voice, all sorts of media being combined. So, as we spoke a few years ago about there's UCAS and there's CPaaS and there's this and that. So, we see a huge amount of integration of all these channels and tools that enterprises want to communicate with their market and their consumers. And service providers, I don't want to say telcos actually, but communication service providers need to address all these areas. So it becomes a far more IT-centric approach. Of course, you need a network and you need some voice termination and some DID numbers, but companies want the package. And I think there's also a wholesale model here because, I don't think the retail division of a telco necessarily wants to sell to their competitors these kind of platforms. But I think for wholesale to kind of bundle your core strengths, which is network, telephony, and everything you have, data center infrastructure, but to bundle it with applications and sell it to other smaller service providers to have a channel or a reseller, I think that is an opportunity that companies should address really. So,
And knowing you, CEO of Cataleya, you know the opportunities. So how do you help? How do you see your role in addressing these new opportunities? What do you have up your sleeves, Andreas, for us, to see what you're going to do in the coming years?
yeah. So not being able to travel for a certain period of time obviously gives you time to reflect. Walking around Singapore many times actually, and well, I think what really transpired for us as a vendor, right, was that we started to have dialogue with companies we actually barely knew. They're very much in the application software side, and we started to really build and modify our products and services to fit their requirements and their needs. So we kind of started to take a bit of an agile approach to product development, to marketing, to sales, to cooperations. And I don't want to hijack the term from project management or anything, but I think it's really important to kind of co-develop and cooperate with your customers. And they are much more experienced in the end user space or in the enterprise space, and and we need to learn as well what they need and their customer requirements are. So what we do as a result of that is obviously, improve our usability and user friendliness of our platforms. So we build a new portal or provisioning tool for customers to simply configure users on MS Teams across the SPC and across the carrier interconnect and PBXs. So you don't have to have an IT genius every time you activate a new user. So that automates a lot of complex processes. We also improve our API structure, so much easier to integrate. We do more and more certifications with other platforms, so people don't have to worry, does it work with A, B, C, and D? So it gives them more choices. And also the messaging platform we onboarded about a year ago is also taking great shape and sees great acceptance. So building a portfolio around communication or conversational communication services and platforms is our main goal. And I'm glad I'm here and talk to many people. And it's funny that we've about 10 customers are here, which we have never met in the last 2 years. So It's quite interesting to see them finally face to face.
It is lovely to see you on the circuit again. We've missed you, Andreas, but we've missed your, your view of the business. I think, you have your own personal view that I always respect highly. So thank you so much again to be on my hot seat. You're one of my favorite victims. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are standing, by the way.
Doesn't matter. Don't be difficult. You see, he's a troublemaker. Everyone, thank you for watching, and until my next hot shot.